What's good, YouTube? SlenderRevolutionX here, coming to you guys today. We're going to talk about these Megatin promos that were confirmed today, I believe, right around the time when Worlds was broadcasting. So, three cards that really I think are going to be seriously meta-defining cards. I know I'm a little late to the gun with this one, with everybody else already getting their stuff out, but the versatility of these cards is incredible, and I think each one of them can find their own little spot in the meta as this format continues to develop. So first we have Nibiru, the Primal Being, Rock type, 3000 attack, 600 defense. It being Rock type means that it is searchable by that Rock guy. I don't know his name right off the top of my head, but regardless, basically this card is what's going to replace our Sphere mode, in my opinion, and seemingly everybody else's. Also, the Prismatic rares. This is what they should be like when you pulled like them out of Rising Rampage. Like, these look really, really good in my opinion. They're like a little bit of a throwback to the World Superstars, which I really appreciate. I really like that rarity. But anyway, Nibiru, the Primal Being, during the main phase of your opponent's normals or special summons 5 or more monsters. During this turn, quick effect, you contribute as many face-up monsters on the field as possible, and if you do special summon this card and then special summon one Primal Being token to your opponent's side of the field, this token's attack becomes the combined attack and defense of the tributed monsters. You can only use this effect once per turn. Guess what? You don't care. You can have a big monster with big attack, because in main phase 2 or on turn 1, when you're thinking about doing all this whack stuff, you're just attributing off those monsters. Like when you make your board a big old pendulum board, guess what? We're going to tribute that off. And it's not like a reveal kind of thing, you know? It's cost to tribute. So those monsters are gone. There's no possibility for you to respond to it. I really think this is going to replace Sphere mode. Sure, it gives you your opponents a big beefy monster, kind of like the Lava Golem situation. Sure, they're going to get a token with an astounding amount of attack, but guess what? That token doesn't have effect. Monster effects are pretty much the name of the game now if you're not playing a stun deck. Being able to tribute off that many monsters is really, really good. So I think that's going to be the shining star out of these three. Although the other two, I'm sure, have their applications. I think Nibiru is going to be a really, really good side deck option in the game today. Possibly main deck in some things, depending on what you're playing. But like I said, that really, really good effect. Something that I think is meant to be able to slow down these ridiculous combo decks that we've been seeing coming out of the game for the past couple of formats, where, you know, you're putting just like 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 negates on the board, and your opponent can't search cards, can't draw cards, can't look at cards, can't play cards, things like that. So I think this is a step forward in what I want to see. Kind of just making you a little more, you know, treading a little lightly when you're putting that many monsters on board. So the second card is Dark Ruler No More. First off, I want to talk about this card. Why is my boy Dark Ruler Hades just getting Dougied on in every card? Like, my man just gets nonstop beef, apparently with everyone. The artwork is absolutely incredible. It looks great. The card effect is negate the effects of all face-up monsters your opponent currently controls until the end of this turn. Also, for the rest of this turn, after this card resolves, your opponent takes no damage. Neither player can activate monster effects in response to this activation. Whenever a card has that little clause where it says no monster, your opponent can activate stuff in response to this, generally that's a pretty good card. This just kind of is going to let you shut down your opponent's board and build a board of your own, if that's what you're going for. Or to break their board. Sure, they don't take any damage, but guess what? You can still attack. You can still do all this stuff. This is another card that I could see doing a lot for the meta. I really like Dark Ruler No More, and it's going to have its niche places where it's going to really change a game state. And I'm excited to see how that goes. And finally, we have Dimension Shifter. If you have no cards in your graveyard, quick effect, you can send this card from your hand to the graveyard until the end of the next turn. Any card sent to the graveyard is banished instead. Super good for like, but you gotta open it. Because that whole, if you have no cards in your graveyard clause, it's kind of like, I don't know, like no material, where you want to see it really early. just because after your first card, you're going to have a card in the graveyard. So definitely the most lackluster of the three, but still, you know, let's just talk about the fact that these are promo cards. You know, you're going to buy a tin and automatically get good value in these. Like, you're going to have value out of these tins right from the get-go. And from what it says you can get one of these three in your tin. So, you know, unless you're pulling out, you buy 4 tins and pull 4 dimensional shifters, that's just bad luck. But you're going to get value out of the tin. Like, these cards alone are going to be really, really, really strong, in my opinion, minus possibly Dimensional Shifter. But Primal Being and Dark Ruler No More both have some really good applications in the game. And I'm really excited to see where this takes us. We don't really know, you know, the ratios of these in the tins. I would hope that it's roughly even, but we don't know for sure. It looks like, let me do some scrolling down here. Oh, it looks like this just might be a through fax. Yeah. But basically, these guys were broadcast over the live stream, and we have some pretty cool stuff to look forward to, guys. You know, something, you know, when you have 2 cards in these tins that can potentially change the meta, and start to have people really think about the way they're building decks, what they're playing, things like that, it's really exciting. I think it's going to be a really good time in the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! Over the next couple months, over the next season or so, because these are high impact cards in my opinion. So we could see a lot of play out of these. You know, it's interesting that they're so impactful. Very rarely have we seen cards come out of tins that are this impactful, but it's kind of a breath of fresh air in my opinion, and it'll be really cool to see where we go from here. But if you guys like the video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. If you guys have any comments, questions, concerns, how do you feel about these cards, let me know in the comment section below. I always love to hear from you guys. And as always, folks, remember to subscribe to join the revolution today. This is SlenderRevolutionX signing out, and I'll see you guys next time.